Hey, what's up? What's going on? You're all very welcome to Ramble Pod 18 for Tuesday the 2nd of fucking October, lads. Mother of Jesus, where's it gone? I apologise here and now because it's fucking windy as shit. I was upstairs in the office and man, I'm fucking blown out of it outside, so I've come down to the kitchen. It's a bit quieter, so I apologise if there's any windy shit. Windy shit. What an explanation. How are you not working for the fucking news weather? Then the weather forecast, Tom. There's some windy shit out there. There's shite flying all over your yards and whatnot. So stay in. God, I'm so technical, unbelievable. But you're all very welcome. What an intro! If this is your first time, go ahead, hit subscribe. You may be sorry. You can unsubscribe afterwards. But look, it seems to be working because numbers are coming up, lads. No, people are sharing it. You must be talking about it. People are sharing the numbers. They don't lie. They're coming up every week. Fair play to all the Patreon. I'm so excited. I mean, wind or fuck all will be an issue from now on. I had ordered stuff and it just wasn't the fucking right gear. So I cancelled it and reordered other stuff, and it will be here on Thursday. It'll be here on Thursday. The full fucking kit and caboodle. Didn't half-arse it. So thank you very much to the Patreon people who have contributed towards it. Patreon, all your Patreon subscribers. Yes, from next week the Ramble Pods will be going live to only Patreon subscribers. On the Patreon page, it'll only be live to those folks. So subscribe if you want to look at my fucking big fucking head. It'll be going live to ye. So there you are. It's one of the little things, but I have a couple of more fucking things up my sleeve purely for Patreon people. So I mean, you're in at the fucking ground level, lads. It's the reason I'm able to buy this gear. People contributing towards it. Like that, I just pulled the trigger and said we got to do it. We got the good stuff coming in. It should all land here on Wednesday or Thursday. They've guaranteed me to be here because I have a fairly big on name. Well, a well-known person next Tuesday I'm recording with for the following Fridays. So I have to get the good gear in. I have a couple of nice ones lined up down. Look at the fucking sound had to improve. I've listened back to a few of them and the sound is alright. But like that, it's just not fucking lovely. So, and there's always upgrades you can make at this shit anyway. I mean, you could pay €1,000 for a decent mic if you wanted, just one, But we're starting out at a decent level, and we'll see where we go from there then as the Patreon. So do have a look at the Patreon page if you want to be a subscriber and help out the podcast. Basically, fucking make more podcasts. If this is your weekly thing, throw it fucking $2 because I have fucking so much is after coming in the last week in the way of progress for this thing. It's going to be fucking ridiculous. So the gear is going to step it up. I have to get some cool arms and everything to hold the all mics close to the mush. So you know what I mean. It just all these things make it more and more clean. Also, to the T Republic people, still the odd bits and pieces are getting sold through the T Republic shop with all the artwork for the podcast. I have a couple more bits and pieces of artwork. I may as well stick them up there that were done down through the years. Gonna see what people think. Slap them up there. I have some stuff that Rob Steers did for me for posters, a podcast guest of the Rob Steers cards and whatnot. So I'm gonna stick that up, see if people seem to be liking bits and bobs. I was in talks this morning with a crowd out in I suppose it's West Dublin or Kildare. I'm not sure. It's supposed to be Southwest Dublin, or I'm not actually sure, but they were. I got to actually sit down and talk to Harry Baby because we were in cahoots there for a while on a few things. So it could be cool. They're all the way down in Cork, but fuck it. At the moment, Team Republic, some of the shit is getting sent from America, so fuck it. It won't be a bad thing anyway to team up with these folks. But thank you very much to everybody who's contributing. Like I said, if you buy the bloke that's in your ear holes right now, if you buy him a fucking coffee, sling it towards the podcast. That's what it all goes towards, is gear and better gear and being able to prioritize the podcast, because I gotta go do some regular film shit and stuff like that. I'd way prefer to be pumping out a podcast a day, and there's a couple of fucking cool things coming down the line that I'm gonna have to fucking turn down because you can't be prioritizing something that's not really paying. Do you know the kind of way? So if you want more of this shit, sling it a couple of dollars. Because I was out this week, like I was out with Gordo this week from Those Conspiracy Guys. I know I talk nearly more about Those Conspiracy Guys than I do my own podcast, but Jesus Christ, you're not listening to it, like, you're missing out. It's really is Gordo and randomly different people at different times, but it's just, to be fair, it's just such a pro setup. Like, to see the setup he has, oh my God. I don't know if I'll ever get to that state. Well, I need to, because people that are into conspiracies need their shit immediately. I mean, it'd be nice. It'd be nice to get to that point where you can fucking have it slick, and you know what I mean. I mean, the pinnacle of it all is like what Joe Rogan has. You know, he's got a guy there and put like some of the cameras and stuff in talks, but getting good. You know, fuck it. Why are my guests fucking less interesting than Joe Rogan's? Fuck them. You know, they might be better known, but who says they're more or less interesting? They're just fucking normal people. But yeah, I did the TCG pod. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say what episode it was, but it was essentially, it involved the occult. Anyway. Yeah, it was deep, man. It was fucking some deep thinking shit. 7.5 hours we recorded for. 7.5 hours. Myself and Emmett Quinn, past guests of the podcast of Totally Wired fame, and Gordo. So it was great. It was three blokes that know each other and get on well, like, you know, that kind of way. And it was my first time doing one of them. Emmett's in there every second week doing one, because Gordo's, he's racking up a ton of them so he can release them throughout the year. The mad fucker, like, fair play to him. There's a fellow. Do you know what I mean? If you're a fan of TCG and you're a fan of this and you haven't contributed to the GoFundMe to send him to America, it's not sending him on a holiday to America. He's gone out to make. If you like his podcast, can you imagine how good the documentaries are going to be that this fucker's going to produce? Like, so he's doing a GoFundMe, a crowdfunder, to turn out 12 feature-length documentaries of conspiracies, which will eventually get sold to Netflix. So why would you not help a brother out? Because you'll be the person fucking basically producing it. And it'll be exactly the kind of shit you're into if you're into the conspiracy guys. I'd give it a fucking look, because it's definitely worth it. Anyway. Thank you all very much for tuning in. This is, if tuning in is still a thing you can do, I suppose you can. This is the Ramble Pod on a Tuesday. How has your fucking weekend been? How was it? People enjoyed Jim. You enjoyed Jim from last week's episode? People seem to like old Jim. He's a very likeable fella, to be fair. He is a very likeable fella. I was filming down at Clonmel all weekend. We were just filming for this production company. Though I wasn't in front of the camera, I was behind it. I was directing, which I kind of like. I kind of like being a shouty bollocks, if the truth be told. It's not that I like ordering people around, but I just kind of like, you know, being in a position as a director, it's completely acceptable to lose your temper when it's warranted. Do you know? Like, there's so many times when losing your temper is totally warranted, but you can't do it in today's society. When you're filming things, people hang up all them fucking things. They might bitch about you afterwards, like, but nothing comes from it. You can just, if you're getting the job done and it starts to go a bit sideways because people's concentration is slipping or whatever, you can bark, and it's fun. It's fun to have that. Not that I like barking, but it's fun to just be able to get a job done old school. That's what I think I like about it. You can kind of get a job done fucking old school. I like that. But yeah, that was my weekend. Basically, fucking the old fucking grandmother's month's mine was Saturday night, so that was like, you know, gone out of the house here at 4:30 a.m. Got back to a residential property of the parents at about 11:30. So yeah, that was a long old day. Then on the job again for about 7 o'clock the next morning. But you know what? When you're doing an old thing, you don't mind. It's all right. It's fucking all right. It's not too bad. The tea was bad though. Oh, the tea was bad. So yeah, I got a bit of a fucking slagging. Saturday morning, we were on the job. We were filming inside Marks and Spencer's at 7:30 in the morning on Saturday. And of course, the Costa was open next door. Now, I'm not a big fan of Costa. I like more independent fucking coffee places, because they want to give a few bob to a fella or a woman who's running the show. But look, it was the only option. And Costa are, but I had a big falling out with a family member of the people that own Costa. But anyway, that was on another pod, and we'll leave that where it is, because I've totally forgotten about it. Okay, I've totally. I won that fucking round. He was a prick. I think I've definitely told you about it at some stage. But I'd ask, no, wait till you hear this. I am a total wanker when it comes to coffee. I don't give a fuck. The amount of mileage I do, I need fucking turpentine kind of strength stuff, like. And I went, wait to hear this now, wait to hear this. So they're all going around being total Philistines, going, I'll have a coffee. Just Americano, lovely. Give me the biggest one you have. What are you doing getting the biggest one you have? What are you doing? It's just all water with the same amount of coffee as if you got a tiny one. It's like you're watering down the coffee. It's not giving more coffee. It's just making you piss more. Just get the little coffees. And they don't do flat whites correctly. Like, they do flat whites in like a fucking regular sized cup, and they call it a flat white. It's not a flat white. Their version of a flat white is a thing that's called cortado. It's down the bottom of the menu. You wouldn't fucking spot it, like. But ask for a cortado. Streets ahead of fucking anything else to have. Don't be bothering your fucking bollocks getting any other shit, right? But instead of, now this is where it gets really wanky. Instead of getting milk or any other kind of milk, just get fucking coconut milk, right? Because I never have the fucking oat milk stuff. I know. Listen, I can hear myself saying this, lads. I can hear me saying this. I'm a fucking wanker. But I chirps up, I said, yeah, you wouldn't get us a coconut cortado, would you? And it was like, well, fuck me. 3 or 4 other rest of them fucking saw it gotten made. I went, well, this fella must know what he's talking about. The whole fucking place would drink cortados within an hour. Like, your one must have been sick in making the fucking things across the way, but it's funny, isn't it? 1 minute you're a fucking wanker, all of a sudden you're the messiah when it comes to coffee. Yeah. Fucking hell tonight. They were all over it. But dude, that's, if you get caught, look, I would always go to independent coffee. And by the way, I was in one, and I'm giving it a shout out. Can't remember the name of the fucking coffee shop. The outside of it doesn't really inspire you much because it's just like a regular fucking maroon colour. But I was in one in, this turned into a coffee pot. Like, I talked about the guys at Little Frida's, which is on Pottery Road out in Dean's Grange, which you wouldn't be out that way an awful lot. Like, it's just very industrial out that way, but they do a fucking unreal coffee. I've Instagrammed them a few times. They take it seriously, right? But there's another crowd in Terranure. I think it's Terranure anyway. It's right beside the Aldi, across from the Ulster Bank in Terranure, right? If you are up that neck of the woods anytime. And do you know what? I give out the whole time about it. And I'm fucking right in giving out about it. Customer service sucks fucking balls these days. So much that when you get good customer service, it stands out. You know what I mean? And this is the thing. I've talked about this in the past. No matter what you're doing, if you're shoveling shit or picking up fucking dustbins, or you're a fucking doctor, leave your personal shit at home. You're in a professional environment. Carry yourself like a fucking professional, you cunt. If I'm fucking paying you for a service, I don't just want to fucking long fucking face in you. Because, I don't know, your fucking Snapchat isn't fucking working. Or you've had a row at home or something. I don't give a fuck. Put a smile on your face and say, fucking thank you very much, sir. Have a lovely day, sir. Make it, if you're in the fucking service industry, that's what you fucking do. You carry yourself like a fucking professional. And we fucking half-arsing the job. It just wrecks my fucking head. The killer one. The fucking killer one. I had it with a fella the other day. It was in a petrol station, and I don't know what I got. Obviously, I got petrol, but then I changed him. I had the money to buy something else. Got the petrol on the card, and your man just fucking looked through me. And it's a fucking, like, maybe mid-40s Irish bloke. What's your fucking problem, man? What's your fucking problem? You got a job, and I'm guessing you had dinner today. These are all fucking pluses, like. You know what I mean? These are all, nobody's beating you with a fucking stick, cutting off your fucking hand if you don't get a right amount of diamonds out of the fucking ground, or if you snitch on something, you lose a fucking ear, or they cut out your tongue, or beat you in the fucking town square. Life's alright for you, you fucker. Things are okay. I don't give a fuck. Even if they're not. You're in work. Be a fucking professional. I put my hand out. Wait to hear this. I handed him my money yesterday. Hey, how's it going? Whatever, man. And I'm not being rude. Got whatever. I know, let's say it's a packet of wine gums. Gave the guy a fucking 20 for it. I said, thank you very much. And I put my hand out, right? He looked at my fucking hand, moved around my hand, and put the money on the desk. On the fucking desk there. On the counter. And I pick it back up and I'm like, sorry, was there something wrong with my hand? And the guy didn't know what to do. He just had been in his own world of rudeness and then, for years, I'm guessing, and has never been pulled on it. I went, was there something wrong with my hand? He says, what? Sorry. I said, dude, I put my hand out. And you still went around it. You went to an effort to go around it and you put it on the desk. I didn't see it. I said, you didn't see my hand. I says, I'm not asking for much. Just I'm not asking for much. Just be polite. The guy had looked at me like I was the cunt. Like, here was me on hour 20 fucking 1 of a 22-hour day, like, and I was trying to be polite to this motherfucker. And I was putting on the whole polite thing, even though my fucking hole was hanging out. And this fucker had the attitude to be fucking snotty with me. That's not that I'm anything special, but man, carry yourself like a fucking professional. Fuck off. If I was being rude, if I'd gone in there and gone, hey, fucking 40 fucking petrol there on 4, yeah? I deserve nothing but fucking rudeness. But I hadn't been. This guy was just in autopilot. And he was being, it wasn't just that he was fucking in autopilot and he was just in the zone or whatever and he just wasn't paying attention. He was doing all that, but his default setting was cunt. It didn't make a blind bit of difference, no doubt to that man. He was probably rude to the next person after him. But like, what I'm getting around to is that when I went into that coffee shop in Terranure, the fucking customer service was outstanding. It was outstanding. I walked in there, I'm just kind of looking. Next thing, the girl behind there was nobody immediately behind the counter, so I just looked, and a guy, big, strong looking fucker, he kind of looked like, say, he was running the show, he wasn't wearing a uniform like the rest of them. And it was like immediately like happy to see a customer, even though the place had a good few customers in it. But it was like, hi, how are you? Sorry, I was just in the back there helping a member of staff. And this girl it was him having trouble at home or whatever, because she was just checking in home. Because even while doing my coffee, he was like, is everything all right there? And she was like, yeah, no, I think it'll be okay. And he was back chatting, and just the decor was just cool looking too, without being overly wanky or hipster. Just some cool lamps. I was asking him where he got them, and he showed me how they worked and stuff, because they had this cool little scissor action. And he was just a fucking unbelievable polite guy. And there was no, and sometimes when you ask for the old coconut, you get a bit of a fucking look, or you get the overly anarchy kind of way about it. But it was just absolutely no judgmental. It was like, yeah, absolutely, man, no worries at all. Hey, you have a great day. I'm like, Jesus Christ, you have a great day too. Then I looked down at my change. And he charged me $2.80 for a flat white with coconut milk. No extra charge. Didn't even hit the €3 mark, which I had no problem in giving. So I left the 20 cents just on the. I was like, fucking, because I handed in €3 and I was shifting into my pocket for more money. And no, he's giving me back 20 cents. I'm like, Jesus Christ, you know what? I'd fucking make it my business to I will spend more on petrol to get here, basically than going to most other places, because the customer service, no weirdness, no fucking. I'm guessing he owns the joint. But that's not just the excuse. It's like the staff around him were very mannerly to an elderly man that was beside me ordering a coffee. You know what I mean? It was just. So I'll actually find out the name and I'll give him a fucking shout out. I'm not going to fucking tell him or anything like that. I'd be weird about it. I'm just going to give him a shout out on this, because you know what? They're doing everything right so far. And the coffee turned out to be fucking marvellous. Didn't burn the fuck out of it or anything. Because that's another thing too. If they burned the living bejesus out of it, she's fuck all use. You burnt all the fucking goodness out of it. Excuse me, I said take a big gulp of water there. Yeah. Well, that's my fucking giving out done. Sorry. I went off on one there, lads. I know. I'm very sorry. I saw a badger this evening. Very exciting. When would you ever see a fucking badger wandering on a road? Very rarely. You want to be a very quiet road. There's almost no quiet roads left in the countryside anymore. Very quiet road up here. I told you about the deer last week, didn't I? That I almost absolutely fucking melted out of it. But it was just the bend before that. We're talking like 50 yards ahead of that. Rounded the corner. And I just said it to herself. We were driving back there tonight. I said, Jesus Christ, with the windiness tonight, it's great cover for deer. This could be a night you could get to see a big stag out in the road. No sooner had I said it, round around, and a big, chunky, chubby hole and an arse on a fucking badger came flying. And he wasn't. Like, he kind of stopped up and gave me a look as if to say, yeah, I'm only getting out of the way because of your card, like. Do you know, he kind of shot me a look from the ditch. His side was a ditch. Like, he didn't run like a cat would run or anything. Like, he just kind of scuttled out of the way and then stood up on the side of the ditch and kind of shot me a look because I came to a stop and put the window down. But he definitely gave me a look like, yeah, listen, if you didn't have a car, I can tell you now, nah, I wouldn't be budging, lad. Because badgers would fuck you up. I'd fuck you up. I'm telling you, you don't know how tough those fuckers are. It's muscle from nose to fucking tail. They look chunky and chubby, but it's not. It's pure fucking iron. Yeah, they pad up for the old winter or whatever on berries and fucking worms or whatever else they fucking eat. But badger in human form would essentially be, I don't know, who'd be a badger? Who'd be a fucking badger? A real fucking animal. Like Tyg Furlong or something, you know what I mean? That'd be a badger. Or Cian Healy or one of those fucking mean looking fuckers. Do you know, a real nasty looking fucker who's just muscle from the top of their head down to their toes. And chunky looking. You know, those really fucking... No, do you know what I mean? Not even a fucking professional rugby player. You know those blokes you'd see in the pub, like, but you know, like, they can pick up, like, fucking full-size bags of cement in one hand. You know those fellas? And still drink 40 pints. Big belly on them, but at the same time, if they got a hold of fucking anybody in the pub, they're going through a wall. Or just, they're splattering off the fucking wall. Them fellas. That's what a bodger... A bodger. Hi guys, I saw a bodger. What the fuck is wrong with me? I cooked T-bone steaks for the first time in months on the barbecue on Thursday night. Yes, I did. Go to my Instagram if you haven't seen it. Just look at that. I did a bit of a story because people do ask me about the whole steak thing, and here's the trick, especially with T-bones. If you're doing them on the barbecue, right? Here's the trick on the barbecue. If you're doing it, look, here's a trick to any steaks. Here's a trick to any fucking steaks at all. I talked about the room temperature thing before, and I think I might have forgotten to mention. If you're doing steaks, you don't have to do a whole pile, right? Now, if you like your pepper sauce, whatever, make the shit from scratch. It's a piece of piss, right? Just make sure you have fucking lots of pepper. Because the bit of pepper they'll tell you in any recipes, fucking go harder than that. But you can make it from scratch. And don't bother putting brandy in. That just fucks everything up. Just go double cream, beef stock, and pepper sauce. And I don't know what it is. There a little bit... that's about it. For the most part, that's about it. You don't really need a lot else. You can, a little bit of salt or whatever, but the stock has a ton of that shit in it. But here's the trick with steaks. Salt the fuck out of them. Salt them to fuck. And don't use table salt. Get the old minerally stuff, like the old rock salt, whether it be Himalayan or any of that shit. Get that shit, right? Fucking load it on. Heaps of it. Grind it on to fuck, because you'll see it disappear in 2 seconds. And do it a good hour before you go cooking the steaks. I know you'll be only coming in the door and you want to fucking fire them on and all the rest. Get them on as early as possible. And that comes to if you're fucking frying them, griddling them, oven doing them. Because what it does is it pulls the internal moisture to the outside, right? It just gets the playing field a bit more fucking level. Now what I did with the barbecue was I just got flames going fucking savage. Pure savage. They were glowing hot. I actually wanted these ones flamed. Because I wanted that blackness. I wanted that fucking blackness. I put a good bit of pepper on it too, like. Don't put the pepper on just before you go. Because I reckon if you put the pepper on around the same time as the salt, it penetrates it and is peppery all the way to the fucking centre then, like. Put the pepper on just before you go on. And with the barbecue, I wanted to get it fucking firing. Because I didn't just want it nicely heated real quick. I want it just heat. I wanted flames on the fucker. So I actually had some wood chips left over. I had some oak wood chips left over from the last one. And just chucked them on. Sure, of course they caught flame straight away without soaking them. Big lovely fucking flame. So, flamed them on both sides. Flipping them once every minute. When it comes to T-bones and when you're flaming them, you kind of have to flip them. Like there's a rule of thumb, like if you were doing, say, a fillet in a pan or whatever, just put it there, leave it there for fucking 4 minutes. Flip it to the other side, leave it there for 4 minutes. Or if you're just putting it over direct heat, over the hot coals, same. But when it's over the flames, you do kind of have to flip it every minute. Because you'll scald the bollocks out of it otherwise. And you'll just char the outside of it and get no cooking going on in it. So, all in all, it was like 4 minutes either side with the flipping. And bang them over to the side of the barbecue for like 10 minutes. Which becomes an oven then. You know, the flames that die down. So all in all, you're talking about 18 minutes, they're done. They're fucking done. Take them off, let them sit down for about 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes. Let them kind of draw the juices back in and stuff. Have a look at the Instagram and see what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I did. That is the exact recipe of what I did. Have a look at the Instagram from last week. And you'll see a short little video. And I dare you, I don't give a fuck if you've never liked steak. Have a look at that and tell me that doesn't fucking put a fucking hoogie in your fucking underpants when you see it. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm not being a big-headed fucker. I just... Simple as that. It fucking turned out class. Which is almost not an Irish thing to do, is to pat yourself in the back. Which I'm not fucking doing. I'm just saying that you do that and that's exactly what'll happen. So there's no talent in it. It's just you do exactly what I just said and you're off to the fucking races. And they do this... Look, do the same with the pan too, like. Do the same with the pan. But I would leave it sit on the pan. If it's not flames you're using, just let it sit there for like 4 minutes either side. That should be fucking hunky-dory. Hunky-dory. Let them... have the pan going then, you know what I mean? Or have the oven going then, ready to go. Get them in there, 180 degrees or 200 degrees or so. And like that. Don't cover them or nothing. Just put them in a pan. Or put them in a preheated tray. And just fuck them in there for like 10 more minutes tops. I know, like, people will be going, I don't like red stuff on the inside. But to be fair, when you seal them that fast, the red stuff doesn't get to come out. So it's not really blood. It is blood, but it's not one bit raw on the inside. Like, it's not a bit raw. Like, if you want them real rare, yeah, when you do them on your side 4 minutes, that's it. Eat them. But if you want to just fucking knock the rear edge off them and leave them to fucking, like, heading towards medium, which is where you should be eating steaks. Like, the raw thing has never, raw on the inside. I've never liked that irony taste. I like cooked. I like cooked the irony taste out of it, but it'll stay like properly pink on the inside. But don't worry about it. Just fucking eat it. Don't be a pussy about it. But yeah, that was that. That was it with the fucking, with the whatchamacallit, with the steak. It is now 12 o'clock. So we're now actually into Tuesday. We're into Tuesday. So I'm going to load this up tonight. It'll be out when you're hearing this. It'll be out at probably 10, 11 in the morning. Very excited. Heading away on holidays. I say holidays like it's a big, we're going for the only time in the fucking year we've actually found like 4 days. We're going to the Czech Republic. We're going to the middle of nowhere in the Czech Republic, and I'm not going to tell you anything about it. I'll tell you about it next week, when I know more. I don't really want to know it more. I'm just basically, it's essentially a kind of a fucking chill out spot. It's a bit on the fancy dance side, but we're going there for 4 days. That's the only time I can find. 4 fucking days, but it should be sweet as a nut. No phone, no nothing. I'm not hopefully gonna. I'll take some video. I'll take a bunch of videos. I'm not gonna vlog it or anything like that. I'm just gonna take a bunch of videos. But I just want to switch off. It's fucking, like, anybody who listens to this podcast, I mean, it's fun work, but it's never fucking ended, because I'm straight back the following day. As soon as I'm back, I'm doing another 7 or 8 hour podcast with Gordo again. So yeah, and then straight into next Tuesday. Obviously, the next Ramble Pod will be out. This Friday, we'll have a new Ramble Pod out, which I'm recording tomorrow, i.e. today, when you hear this, for this coming Friday. But then next week, I should have the new gear in. And I'm in a bit of a predicament, because this is a good argument. This is a good fucking thing to have. Next Tuesday's guest is a fairly big name, which I'm recording with over in Galway. I'm going to be over in Galway anyway, so I'm going to meet up with him. I'm going to record with the new gear. Then on, here's what the right exciting fucking news is coming, because I didn't say it, but we have actually confirmed that it is happening. Going to be doing a podcast live in the Laughter Lounge. And it looks like we're going to be recording a bunch in there, and we are going to be filming them live, as well as, obviously, they'll be out to you on the podcast fucking app that you're listening on at the minute. But it's going to be live from Ireland's premier fucking comedy club, on the stage, the whole fucking shooting gallery with some of my favourite fucking people. So this next week's one. So I'll probably have 2 more podcasts, including. See what I mean? I barely have time to squeeze them in, but I'm going to crowbar this shit in for a while. And if you like the idea of fucking 2 and 3 podcasts coming out a week, fucking bang money towards that fucking Patreon so I can justify this and be able to fucking tell other work to fuck off. I'm sorry, I've got podcast listeners that need fucking podcasts. Bang that shit fucking a couple of dollars, because between recording with this kind of big name, and then nobody can get on his podcast. Nobody can get him on their podcast unless it's totally sports related. Nobody can get him on their fucking podcast. So, and then the following day we're going to be on the Tuesday. Is it Monday? What is it? No, the Monday. Sorry, the Monday's recording. And the Tuesday we're going to be in the Laughter Lounge. So that'll be going out live on the Laughter Lounge page. So we're going to do it from the phones for now, because we're ordering in a camera. Again, advised by Gordon at Those Conspiracy Guys. It's a camera that, wait till you hear this shit. This camera, in real time, it acts like 4 different cameras. Basically, you highlight people's faces when you link up to it. And you say, these will be the faces that'll be on the panel. So it could do like a panel, say like fucking Loose Women or whatever, you're doing the panel. And it can do like cutaways back and forth to them, then the wide angle showing all four, all in real time editing. And it can stream live to like up to 6 different social media platforms at the same time. So we're going to use our phones for the time being. So it'll be the iPhones will be used at the time being. So we'll do both I'll keep you updated anyway. I'll tweet it. I'll tweet all about it. And I'll Instagram all about it. So it'll be up on Instagram and it'll be up on most likely the Laughter Lounge, because I'll be in the middle of fucking actually podcasting. So it'll be up on the Laughter Lounge page on Facebook, I'm guessing, and on Instagram. And I'll try and get it up on mine too, if I can just find somebody to hold my phone. And we'll just do it in segments, see what you fucking think, you know what I mean? Have a look at it. It's just going to be a very cool thing that we're going to be doing. And there's a bunch of fucking class comedians coming down the line, especially in the new year. American comedians and stuff that they're bringing over, and we're going to line them up and we're going to film it live. And we may, Patreon customers only, we may bring them into the audience and let them in for free in the middle of the day in the Laughter Lounge when nobody gets in. So that would be, I'm going to put my foot down and say that's exclusively for Patreons for as long as I can. Now, the Laughter Lounge may step over me, but I will be allowing Patreon. I'll put my foot down and say only Patreons are getting in for free. Because, fuck it, you deserve it. You deserve it, lads. You fucking deserve it. Anyway, more to come on that. But as you can tell, there's bags of fucking podcasts coming your way. Just give me the fucking excuse to turn down other shit and work. Not that I don't mind the other work, but I way prefer to be doing this. Just this and stand up. Wouldn't that be fucking great for the podcast listeners? Pumping out fucking one of these a day. You'd never have to listen to the radio again. You can just listen to fucking podcasting with old Tommy. Old Tommy here on the Buckshot fucking network. Imagine that. The Buckshot fucking network. Oh, what the fuck. I'll just be back from holidays. I think I may or may not. I don't know. Am I still there for the McGregor-Khabib fight? Don't know. I have no idea what way that's going. I seem to be getting people asking me about it like I would actually know. It's very much a fucking who the fuck knows. Your man's a fucking animal on the wrestling. The other fella's got a serious set of hands on him. It'll be entertaining. It'll be either over really quickly, I reckon, or it'll go 5 fucking rounds of pulling and dragging each other around the place until their fucking holes are hanging out. I think that's the fight that people want to see, rather than fucking your man just choking the bollocks out of McGregor in the first couple of seconds, or McGregor knocking your man out in the first 2 seconds. Give people their money's worth. I don't know if many people gone over to it like they do to the other ones, but sure, look at fair fucking play to you if you have. I will give a piece of advice. I know I've been bigging up those conspiracy guys, but my very good friends over at the what's the story? WTS Pod, Danny and Mero. If you have listened, they have a podcast, which I did episode 99 of, I think, and they have Christy Moore on this week. So have a listen into that. It's a fun one. If you're a Christy Moore fan, go find the lads. Go to my Twitter page. I retweeted them this week, so you'll see it on the at Buckshot Pod. You can find the lads' retweet. Go in and have a fucking listen to them. Subscribe to the boys. They're 2 of the soundest fellas you ever meet. Similar shit to me. Having a bit of fucking crack. The lads talk to writers and stuff like that. More intellectual shit. Not quite the dick joke fucking merchants that I am. So, ye have been fucking lovely. Thank you very much for listening so far. I think that's enough now. We've done over. Like I said, it's after 12 o'clock at night. And I have to be up early to go down and visit the grandfather in the morning, and then record the podcast by midday, and then teaching some people acting in the night time. Well, fuck me. Hey. If you don't, follow me on all social platforms. Tom Mahoney Comedy will get it on all of them. You look at your phone right now. My name will be going across it. That's exactly how you spell it. Tom O'Mahony Comedy will find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Also, if you just want to follow the podcast directly, because I will be putting up more and more podcast-related stuff purely on that, especially like updates and things, live stuff. If you're on things like Periscope and stuff, I'm going to sign up to them. And I think I might just sign up to Reddit, see how it goes. But we will be doing live through... I like that. I don't know what way we're going to do, but keep fucking... follow me on them, so at least you'll get an update that when shit is going live of next week. And for gigs, I've no idea what gigs I have coming up. I fucking bags them throughout October. go have a look at the website if you want to catch me at a fucking gig. Chances are I'm going to be somewhere in your province at the very least, if you're listening in Ireland. People abroad, fuck it, come on over. Come on over. I've no time to get abroad this year. Sorry, lads. It's rockly fucking jammed. I'm going to try and get to the UK maybe in the spring of next year. I'm definitely going to go to the UK in the spring of next year. Hopefully get to Liverpool. I want to get back to Liverpool again. Whatever about London, I really like the Liverpool crowds. And they seem to like me. We seem to get on very well together. So have a look at the website. I'll put it in the link in the description. It's Tom O'Mahony Comedy /gigs. Yeah, have a look in there for that's it. I need to put a shop in there too. But really, for the minute, the Tea Republic shop, just go to Tea Republic, look for Tom O'Mahony Buckshot. I'll put the link in the description of this. If you can't click through, some podcast apps won't let you click through. If you go to my Facebook page, the Tea Republic shop is right at the top. That's all that's there, is the Tea Republic shop. I'm not selling any other shit, I swear to God. It's just the Tea Republic and all the stuff. Have a fucking gander at it. People really like the logo. So it does look cool on shit. So I've got stickers all over the fucking house at the minute. So have a fucking gander at it. Why not get them? Get them for all your loved ones. They'll be happy to have my fucking mush stuck onto their fucking car somewhere. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, go ahead, hit the fucker, rate it, give it 5 stars, you beautiful bastards. Give it 5 fucking stars. Like that, if you're thinking any less than 5 stars, hang on to them, give them to somebody else. I want the 5 stars. I just want the premium good shit. That good shit. I want that fucking good shit. The 5-star rating. That's what I want. And give it a little comment. Leave us a fucking comment. I know you're listening on all different platforms all over the world because Apple, for fuck's sake, why would it just be the one Apple for the world? No, there's Apples for all the different worlds. So there's people listening on different fucking iTunes than there is in fucking England than there is in American or different iTunes in Ireland. So whatever one you're on, leave a comment and rate it with a 5-star because that way it gets to fucking other people's ears, which you seem to be doing by the looks of things because you're sharing it some which way. The numbers aren't growing by accident. So fair fucking play to you. Like I said, give Patreon a fucking look, and if you want to get more of this fucking podcast, because if I've told you anything throughout this, there's fucking bags more to come if I can prioritize the time for it. Because if it's not financially viable, I can't be pumping out more. This is fucking 3 days in a fucking week, 3 days a week. I'd love to pump it out 5. At the minute 2 is even a bit fucking hairy. But yeah, give it a gander. And you know what? Go on away and have a lovely week, lads.